Oh my god, what a terrible review. Oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome to this video. I'm just gonna take a look at a person that's named Polygon, and he made a review of DuckTales about 5 years ago or some shit. And it's terrible. It's garbage and it sucks. It's a complete fake, and he says the game is terrible, even though the game is actually really awesome. I'm just gonna see what he's talking about. I've already seen this, and I give it a dislike because it sucks.
There's no doubt there's a lot of fondness for the original DuckTales game on NES. Plenty of people consider it one of the best games on the platform, and it makes a lot of sense why Capcom would want to come back and remake it with DuckTales Remastered. Unfortunately, it's awful.
No, it isn't. It's amazing. Don't listen to this guy. Everybody, don't listen to this guy. DuckTales Remastered is actually really fun and amazing.
DuckTales Remastered is essentially the NES game, but with a few key improvements. They completely redid the graphics, as well as the soundtrack, and they also added a new tutorial level at the very beginning of the game. Apart from those, though, the gameplay is completely unchanged from the...
A little bit, but that's because it's called a remastered, not a sequel. Because you have to have the gameplay the same thing. Yeah, that's a remake. This isn't just a sequel or anything. I know that, but you cannot call it a remake with new controls and everything. That's not how it works.
The original. One of the things that Remastered focuses on is fleshing out the story of DuckTales. The original game on NES basically had no backstory. You were thrown into each
Riding for the birds. Seriously?
Each of these levels without any preface whatsoever. Why is Scrooge on the moon? You have no idea, but he's just there. He's having a good time. In Remastered, actually all of this is explained with cutscenes that happen before each level starts. All these cutscenes are actually voiced by the original characters from the cartoon, which is really cool. They also fill in some of this backstory you didn't really know you cared about before. These cutscenes actually match the tone of the series really well, for good and for bad. In hindsight, the series was really not funny.
It was okay. It was amazing for the time, at least. It was actually one of the best shows in the 80s, because the animations was just amazing. Sorry for the e-rape, but the animation was just spot on. I know a few jokes wasn't great, but this wasn't like SpongeBob SquarePants or anything. The show was amazing. I love it, but just saying the jokes weren't good doesn't mean the game is terrible.
For example, in one scene, one of the Beagle Boys gets hit on the head with a large mallet and proclaims, "Now that's what I call a stomach ache." Seriously, these are the jokes we're dealing with.
You know that every single joke doesn't need to be perfect. You know that?
So while the writing doesn't seem to have gotten that much attention, the artwork definitely...
Yes, it has. It has. It has one of Scrooge McDuck's classic catchphrases, like, "Plus we bang pipes. Me money made a lot." And every single line is cared, but the jokes, they were decent.
Has. All of the characters in the game, from the enemies to Scrooge to his friends, are hand-drawn in amazing 2D.
I agree with you. The hand-drawn is amazing. I love it. It's one of the best graphics on a game console. No offense to other people that like other video games, but calling this game bad, stupid.
These sprites that really look like they bring this entire world to life. Tiny little details like Scrooge's spats are recreated, as well as these little animation touches. So they basically nailed all the presentation in this game. It looks great, it sounds great. Well, the writing's not great, but pretty much everything else they nailed. And then we get to the gameplay, which is really not good.
You are a reviewer. You're reviewing one of the best NES games to date. One of the best games I've ever played, and other people love. And then you're just saying the gameplay isn't great. The gameplay is amazing, spot on to the original NES game. what the heck? You're basically just saying to people, "Oh yeah, the gameplay sucks." It reminds me of that Spyro thing. Like, remember that Spyro review magazine in a magazine where they basically lied, where they said Buzz was hard to beat. He was like Dark Souls, even though it was easy in the Remastered trilogy. I haven't played that game yet, but I will maybe if I get a PS4 or any console that is available on that.
I love platforming games, even super hard.
You misspelled Tailspin. A gameplay tail. You misspelled Tailspin. It's spelled like TALE.
Platforming games like Spelunky and Super Meat Boy. And something that those games have are tight, responsive controls.
And DuckTales has that. It has great controls.
In comparison, DuckTales Remastered feels stiff and unresponsive. Controlling...
What the heck? You're basically lying.
Scrooge often feels like a
You have maybe a broken controller if it doesn't respond correctly. You have a broken controller.
Major chore. Oftentimes I tried to do one...
No, it's not chore. You don't even have to do chores. It's not like that. This game is like amazing, fun, and it's a 2D platformer.
And the game would do something completely different. It was tremendously frustrating and often led to my death when I...
Yeah, I know it was a little bit hard, but it's challenging. It's not like hard like Rayman or Dark Souls.
Really didn't deserve it. So these frustrating, unfair deaths are really brutal, especially on the normal...
That part right there could ease me. It was easy for me.
...difficulty setting. Just dying 3 times will send you all the way back to the beginning of a stage, and stages can take about 30 minutes to complete. This is obviously in keeping with the NES version, which was also really hard, but replaying the same level over and over again, just to get to the end boss, is not as much fun as it used to be.
Yeah, it's fun, but you're just playing on an option.
There is an easy setting, but this goes too far in the other direction, giving you unlimited lives and double the health. So the game becomes no challenge whatsoever.
Only that if you die that means that you have to start the boss over. Yeah, the whole boss.
But even when I wasn't fighting with the controls, DuckTales feels starkly dull. Mostly...
No, it doesn't.
The enemies in the game just walk back and forth or just hop.
It's a remake of an old NES game. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is wrong.
Around in a straight line. They're not challenging or interesting to fight.
They were a little challenging for me, at least, but that's because I played it a million times. When I was first playing, it was challenging for me.
They're just annoying. They'll even instantly respawn every time you return to the same area. The NES version had this respawning mechanic because of memory issues, but there's no reason to bring this into a modern version of the game. WayForward seemed focused on recreating the feel of the NES game while updating the presentation.
Yeah, it's a remake.
If that was their true goal, they accomplished it. Unfortunately, these days, we expect a lot more from our remakes. DuckTales Remastered feels chained by the source material. It's boring and dated.
No, it's actually really fun, and actually it's really fun. I love it. But why do you hate it so much? Because you're just bad at it. Learn your skills.
And frustrating. It really would have been great to see the spirit of DuckTales updated for a new generation, instead of just giving it a new coat of paint.
Dude, it's a remake. And first thing, it could be a sequel. Then there's new things. It's a remake, which means there's not a lot of those things. You give it a 5. Terrible. Dislike it. Okay, guys, thank all of you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and don't send any hate over to him. Don't. I just tell him that it's wrong to just hate on a game that it's actually good. And a remake. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like and subscribe. Link to the video. Bye bye.